To create is to bring into existence. Creativity is the ability to transcend traditional ideas, rules, and patterns, and produce something new that has value. Creativity involves imagination, originality, novelty, and innovation. Creativity surges forth in every area of human activity: business, science, music, art, literature, dance, theater, and so on. Humans are inherently creative. To be human is to create. Many people experience a closeness to the divine through artistic creativity, both as creators and recipients of creative expression. Scientists and inventors thrive on creative inspiration and creative thinking. Intellectual creativity provides insightful ideas and novel ways of looking at life and the universe. At its deepest levels, creativity elicits feelings of awe and sacredness, as when we view a magnificent cathedral or mosque, a painting or sculpture. Listening to classical music or poetic verse can be a transcendent aesthetic experience. The beauty of nature is an expression of God's creativity through natural law. Humans exhibit this creative impulse to a lesser extent that can still be quite magnificent. Throughout the ages, highly creative individuals have described the experience of profound creativity as almost being possessed during periods of intense inspiration. For example, the ancient Greeks spoke of daemons and muses as the source of creativity. Rather than evil or demonic, as in the Judeo-Christian tradition, daemons were typically regarded as good or benevolent supernatural beings that mediate between mortals and the gods. Creative inspiration could also come from the muses, goddesses in Greek mythology that represent the various arts and sciences. Thus, creativity was conceived as an interactive process with something that transcends the personal self. The Casey readings frequently use the terms creative energy or creative force when speaking of God. At the physical level of the body, this creative energy manifests as a life force called Kundalini in some spiritual traditions. As co-creators with God, each soul has access to this creative energy within. In practical terms, the human species is defined by its creative output. Just look around at the world and observe our collective creativity. To be sure, not all of it is so nice. Creativity does have its dark side when warped by selfishness. The creative impulse can be misused in hurtful ways, creating destructive weapons to maim or kill others, or when devising economic schemes to defraud others. Criminal activity can be highly creative from the standpoint of the criminals. Clearly, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Each soul is a co-creative partner with God. But we may not be doing a very good job of upholding our part of the process if we become too self-absorbed or selfish in our intent or focus. Conscious co-creation, guided by a spiritual ideal, is a means of keeping creativity constructive. In its broadest sense, the purpose of creation is to provide the opportunity for companionship and expression. As companions of God, souls are endowed with free will, providing a means for becoming conscious co-creators with the divine. The power of will, guided by a spiritual ideal, brings something new and fresh into the world that is constructive in a spiritual sense, moving the soul along the spiritual path toward the source. Conscious co-creation based on a spiritual ideal is self-expression that is not selfish or self-centered. This is achieved by attuning to the divine within. Meditation or quiet reflection is helpful. Seeking a solution, asking a question for guidance from within is helpful. Being open to new and fresh insights and solutions to problems is helpful. Creative expression is the gift to all souls. Creativity is a birthright of the soul. The challenge is to get in touch with the individuality of the soul, the inner self, and intentionally allow the creative energy to flow through you into the world in service to others. That is conscious co-creation, a process that is both mysterious and wondrous.